So the case analysis, we are using the framework of dynamic multi-level governance, which is involved two factors, which are international opportunity structure and domestic opportunity structure. Now, this can be depicted as the international level and national level. Now, this model provides a comprehensive analysis of transnational activism. Now, the level of success depends on the nature of the opportunity structure, whether it's domestic open or closed, and the international opportunity is open or closed. There are four patterns that we can see in the table. First, if you close the domestic but the international opportunity is closed, then the chance of the activism is nearly possible. But if the domestic is closed and the international opportunity structure is open, then it will get the boomerang patterns. Well, the boomerang pattern itself, it's when the international level is pressuring the national level because of the international norm should be applied as it have an advantage and collectively agreed by the others international actors. While in the other hand, if the domestic structure is open and the international operating structure is open, then it become an insider or outsider coalition model, which is it will be most likely to be happen the transnational activism. While the others is if the domestic opportunity structure is open, but while the international opportunity is closed, then it will happen democratic deficit defensive transnationalism, which is can only be occur only in a national level and not able to transnationalize the issue. Now, we can see that the study case is the anti-apartheid in South Africa, from what my friend have been explained before, and we're using the framework of the dynamic multi-level governance. Now, in short, that during in 1918, under the apartheid in South Africa, the relationship between the anti-apartheid NGO networks and the South African state can be described as having been antagonistic and adversarial, which could be seen the international opportunity structure is open, but the domestic opportunity structure is closed. Hence, the pattern is the boomerang pattern, is the transnational collective actions. Now, the elaborations, why it could be considered as the international opportunity structure is open, because the newly liberal political environment, or these NGOs anti-apartheid, got funds, especially from Scandinavian countries, the European Union, and US Foundation, encouraged a proliferation of anti-apartheid NGO during 1980s. So they got funds to help them to conduct their movement. Second, there were NGOs that more openly associate themselves with the African National Congress, or ANC, and service the mass-based people organization of the National Liberation Movement. Altogether, these NGOs work to weaken the undermine National Party rule. Bear in mind that National Party rule in South Africa is an apartheid. Now, the international sector is very open for the opportunity. However, the domestic opportunity structure is closed. As we can see, the first is the political and security environment was hostile to the operation of anti-apartheid NGO. They're often threatened, they're often got violated. Um, so the state is do anything to prevent them to do movement of anti-apartheid. Second, the apartheid state also sponsor counter organizations to compete with and discredit anti-apartheid NGO. So they establish also the same organization that could prevent and counter the anti-apartheid NGO themselves. Third is the state utilize its sponsorship laws to continually ban publication produced by anti-apartheid NGOs. This is a very common policy things to do to prevent movement or um, to limitation their move. Yes. And now the explanation of boomerang pattern itself, as I've mentioned before, that the boomerang patterns will eventually will make the closed domestic opportunity structure will be open eventually. Now, first, the repeal of apartheid legislation and the end of the national party rule changed, and the conflictual relationship between anti-apartheid NGO and the state was transformed from the conflictual and hostile into democracy in South Africa. And even in the 1994 elections, in which the ANC gained 63% of the vote, will it change and force a shift from the politic of resistance into a politic of reconstructions? So this is a very perfect depiction of transnational movement. Now, NGO and state institutions now were seen as a partner in national project. They're not the enemy among each other. They are become a partner to reconstruct the development program and redress a society in which it is estimated that some 17 million to 19 million black people are living below the poverty line in South Africa. So so this is clearly change how the transnational movement could politically change a state policy, that um, could change reconstruction and could order policy. And yes, so um, this is a very clear of the study analysis by a dynamic multi-level governance. For the study case is the anti-apartheid in South Africa. So that is from our group. Thank you so much.